Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a special story to share with you. Our daughter recently got married and I had the honour of painting a beautiful rose in watercolour for her wedding invitations and menus. In this video I'll take you through the process of creating this artwork and I'll show you how it became a cherished part of her special day. Our daughter Erin wanted a simple bouquet of white roses with some eucalyptus leaves for her wedding. So I went through all my rose photos searching for the perfect white rose to paint. I wanted something simple but elegant. Eventually I found a photo that seemed just right and I decided to flip it on its side to better suit the design. Per Erin's request, I also needed to paint some eucalyptus leaves. In this video, I will share my painting process of the rose and I will also share some footage of the wedding day. She looked stunning. Before I do that, I must thank Skillshare for sponsoring this video. I'd been wanting to improve my productivity, especially to organise my art projects and tutorials better. When I searched for productivity classes on Skillshare, I found this one by Ali Abdal called Notion Masterclass, Maximise Your Productivity and Organisation. In this Skillshare class, I learned everything I needed to know about getting started with Notion. It was really helpful and it saved me a lot of time. Ali showed me how to set everything up and how best to use it to help me maximise my productivity. And it has really helped me and Dom to be more organised and productive. With Skillshare's classes and learning paths, it's been a breeze to learn about Notion. If you haven't heard of it before, Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives. They offer thousands of classes led by industry experts across various fields like film, illustration, design, productivity, and so much more. Whether you're looking to advance your career, develop new skills, or explore a hobby, Skillshare has something for you. I have published 14 watercolour classes on Skillshare myself. My most recent class is aimed at beginners and we paint 3 seashells using different watercolour techniques that you can practice. One of the things I love about Skillshare is their learning paths. These are curated sequential class collections designed to help you master a specific skill. It's such a unique and valuable feature for anyone serious about learning. Skillshare has a wide range of classes that are perfect for all of us, from film and illustration to animation, design, and even entrepreneurship. There's really something for everyone. So if you haven't used it before, here's the exciting part. The first 500 people to use my link in the description will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Get started today and see how Skillshare can help you grow your skills and passions. Okay, let's have a look at the painting now. I'm going to show you my painting process and make sure you hang around until the end to see snippets of the wedding. I needed some eucalyptus leaves for the design, so I cut a few leaves from one of the trees in our garden. I took some photos of them on white paper and then I drew them onto some computer paper. I had the rose drawn on a piece of tracing paper, so I lined the leaves up underneath to make sure I had them in the right position, and then I went ahead and traced them onto the tracing paper as well. When I was happy with the drawing, I transferred that onto the watercolour paper. I washed in the centre of the rose with some Naples yellow, and I'm using Arches cold press watercolour paper. I used Schmincke's transparent ochre for the darker areas in the centre. And I also mixed a grey from French ultramarine and transparent sienna. Painting the centre of the rose took quite some time. I used small brushes and carefully studied the reference photo to capture all the shadows and edges correctly. Once I completed the centre, I began to work outward. My painting style involves painting each petal individually. I compare the tonal value of each petal with those around it, constantly asking myself, is this petal lighter or darker than its neighbours? This is the grey that I mixed from French ultramarine and transparent sienna. And I used that wherever I saw some shadow areas on the white petals. I was pleased to move on to the outer petals because they're larger. Since the rose is white, I could leave much of the white of the paper showing, which made painting them quicker. However, I had to carefully observe the subtle variations in tonal values on these petals. I wet each petal individually and worked on the wet paper just to keep all the paint edges soft. I used a combination of the grey that I mixed, some transparent ochre, and I also mixed some Naples yellow into the grey. And that made a warmer grey there. Here I'm blending away the edge with the damp brush. The leaves were fairly quick to paint. I used the grey that I mixed for the rose on the lower leaves here, aiming to keep them fairly pale to maintain the emphasis on the rose. I wanted soft green for the upper leaves, so for that I used the colours that I'd already used on the rose itself. I mixed together some French ultramarine and some Naples yellow, and I made this lovely soft green. I painted the leaves wet on wet as well, leaving some of the white of the paper showing in places. So here I'm on some of the lower petals, and these were more of a grey colour. I used a liner brush to paint on some little centre veins on dry paper. And I didn't paint in a background of any sort because I wanted to keep the background clean for scanning purposes. When I had finished painting in the leaves, I went back and deepened the colour on the leaves that were closest to the rose, just to emphasise the rose more than anything. There's the finished painting that the bride and groom used on their invitations and also on their menus. I gave Erin and Ash a high-resolution scan of my painting, and they uploaded it to a custom printing website. The site specialises in creating personalised products, from business cards and flyers to mugs and t-shirts, using your own designs. The process was simple and user-friendly. They just chose the product they wanted, uploaded my image, and they customised it using the site's online tools. Once they were happy with the design, they placed the order and the website took care of the rest, delivering high-quality printed products right to their door. Not only did they use the rose painting on their invitations, but they also featured it on the menus placed at each guest's setting the night before the wedding. The menus looked elegant and perfectly complemented the room's decor. The wedding, I have to say, was absolutely beautiful. It was a day filled with love, laughter, tears, and joy, just like a wedding should be.